Hello students, welcome to Sivanya classes, welcoming all. So as you know that we have started a new series on Indian polity in our Sivanya classes. In this series we have started with this chapter salient feature of the constitution, and we are planning to cover all these chapters in this series also. So if you like this video, please do comment, share and subscribe so that you will be motivated and will bring all those videos. Okay, so let's see. In the salient features, there are 15-16 salient features of Indian constitution. We have already covered this many, 7 things we have already covered. So in this class we will cover the remaining things. Okay, let's go to our starting point for the today. Here is, as you know that we have already covered 7 salient features. Next salient feature is our fundamental rights. What is fundamental rights? Fundamental rights is given by the constitution to its citizen. In other words, fundamental rights is given by us to us, because we the people of the India has enacted our constitution. What is this rights? Suppose one right is, let's all are equal. There will be no discrimination with respect to caste, religion, sex, color, region. So this is one fundamental rights. So there should not be any discrimination. In other term, let's have an other example. There is a right to freedom. I have the right to freedom on what? Freedom of speech, freedom on movement and other things. So these are fundamental rights. So we have a separate chapter on fundamental rights. We will cover all the aspects in this chapter. Just to know that we have 6 fundamental rights, but when the constitution was adopted there were 7 fundamental rights. Later on, one fundamental rights were deleted, that is right to property. Now we have 6 fundamental rights. One more thing is that by the name you can understand the few things of these rights: right to equality, right to freedom, right to exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and education right. What is constitutional remedies? This is one of the most important article of this constitution. That I am not saying that. It is said by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Why? Because suppose there is a violation in any fundamental rights, then what will a citizen do? He can approach to the court, Supreme Court or High Court, because the right to approach the constitution, right to approach to the Supreme Court, High Court is itself a fundamental right. So if we have any violation in these rights, we can go to the court. This is our constitutional remedies. Okay, this is called the heart and soul of the constitution. Clear? The next thing is fundamental duties and DPSP. What is DPSP? DPSP is the directive principle of state policy. What is DPSP? Suppose constitution has given us fundamental rights. We can move, we can stay, or right to life, right to privacy, all the fundamental rights you have. Is it sufficient to sustain in this world? No. We need not just a political democracy, we need an economic democracy. We need the social justice. The government, whoever came to power, the party who have come to power has to serve the people. It has some kind of responsibility for the citizen. So what kind of responsibility? The DPSP list out 3 points that, hey, you are coming to power, you are becoming the prime minister or chief minister, don't forget these lines. Make sure your every action should adhere to these lines. This is our DPSP. Suppose, for example, DPSP, one example is the Panchayat Raj system. Article 40, there should be a Panchayat Raj system. So the government should work on this one, should work to establish the Panchayat Raj system. Suppose Article 44. Article 44 says that universal so the law should be equal for all. So the government should work on to establish this thing. This is our DPSP. Next thing is fundamental duties. What is fundamental duties? Suppose we have fundamental rights and DPSP. This is given by the constitution to the citizen, or in turn this is given by the government to the citizen, or this is given by the country to its citizen. In then what we will give as a citizen, what we will give as a citizen, it doesn't mean you only take the rights, you only take the fundamental DPSP things. You have to give something. You have some responsibility towards the nation. What is this? This is your fundamental duties. What are these fundamental duties? To respect the constitution, to respect the national flag, national anthem, to protect sovereignty, unity, integrity of the country, to send your children to the schools, to preserve the national heritage. These are these fundamental duties. Okay, these are in Article 51A. We learn this in a separate chapter. We learn in the DPSP in the separate chapter. Clear? Now next thing is secular state. What is secular? Secularism means that the state means, in political science, state means union government, state government, everything comes under state. So the state doesn't have a particular religion as an official religion. So state has no religion. Okay, there is no national religion. In India, though Hindus are in majority numbers, still we don't have any official religion. A Muslim has the same rights over the resources of this country as the Hindu have. A Buddhist has the same rights in this country as the Christian has. There is no discrimination. We treat all religion equally. Okay, this is our nature of secularism in India. But in Western countries, they have the negative concept of secularism. We have the positive concept. Negative concept means there is a complete separation between the religion and politics. The politician says, look, take care of your religion. We don't interfere in the church affair. We don't interfere in the church affair. Church means religion. Okay. So church is the governing body of the Christianity. So church, there is a complete separation. But we say not like this. We say we treat equally to others, everyone. Every religion has equal rights. We treat equally. This is the two difference. This is one difference between Western form of secularism and Indian form of secularism. Okay. So there are many principles which allows us to become a secular state. We learn when we read this provision. Suppose right to freedom on religion freedom. So we learn that. Okay. Next thing is universal adult franchise. You know that in many countries, even today, the women cannot vote. There are still countries where There is a discrimination. The black cannot vote, only white can vote. There are discrimination. But one thing our constitutional framework, or you can say our forefather, one thing they did the best thing is that from the day one, they decided that no, we don't have any discrimination. All can vote, provided they have that particular age group. They have crossed that particular age. Earlier it was 21, now it's 18 according to the 61st Constitutional Amendment Act 1988 under Rajiv Gandhi. Okay, so it's saying that anyone can vote provided he is the citizen of this country and he has exceeded that the lower limit of the age. Okay, there is no discrimination. You cannot discriminate, oh, because you are not literate you cannot vote. No, a illiterate person and a literate person have the equal right to vote. This is our universal adult franchise. Clear? Next thing is independent bodies. What is independent bodies? The bodies or the organization where the government dominance or government interference is minimum. This is called independent body. We have several independent bodies: CAG, Election Commission, UPSC, State Public Service Commission, Finance Commission. What is CAG? Comptroller Auditor General. What it does? It audits the accounts of union states. Sorry, it audits the accounts of the governments. Okay, and PUC also. Okay, so it audits the government account. Okay, the next thing, the election commission. What election commission do? Election commission conducts and monitor free and fair election in this country. This is the role of the election commission. The government has no interference in the work of election commission. If there will be an interference, then what will happen? The election commission might be biased towards the government, the party which is ruling. No, we have the election commission as independent. Similarly, UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. What does it do? It recruit candidate for the all India services like IS, IPS, IFS. Okay. Similarly, State Public Service Commission. So these are our independent bodies. The next thing is single citizen. We have single citizen. So you will ask, sir, is there any country where double citizen is needed? Yes, the country is USA. When a person is a citizen in USA, it has two citizenship. One is for the country USA, other one for the provinces like Texas, like Washington DC. Okay, so they have the double citizenship. So if you have the citizenship in one state, you want to reside in other state, you need the permission of the other state. This is the citizenship model of USA. But in India, there is no double citizenship concept. We are single citizenship of this nation called India. So Indian citizenship. If you have this Indian citizenship, so I can reside anywhere, do anything, whatever. Okay, it doesn't mean where I am from, in which state I belong to. That doesn't mean. Here we have single citizenship. The most controversial things in our constitution is called emergency provision. Emergency provision. What emergency provision do? Suppose there is an emergency situation. Suppose there is a war with an country, enemy country. Suppose there is a threat to our sovereignty, unity, integrity, and security of this country. What will happen? How will tackle this situation? Is there any safeguard mechanism? Yes, we have. We have some emergency provisions which can deal or which can help us to deal with this situation. Okay. So suppose there is an armed rebellion going on in our country. How we deal it? we will have emergency provision. We have separate chapters from emergency provision. We will learn there, but for the time being, just remember there are three kind of emergency. First is national emergency. What is national emergency? Suppose there is a war going on. Suppose there is an armed rebellion. So what will do? The president will declare is a national emergency. National emergency. What will state emergency do? Suppose there is a constitutional crisis in one state. Suppose we have an election where no party got the chance to govern, or no party uh, willing to become the government. Okay, what will be the situation? No party get the majority. In this situation, there will be president rule. There will be president rule. What does it president rule mean? The governor, as an agent of the president, will rule the state, will govern the state. Okay, this is the state emergency. Next is financial emergency. Suppose there is a crisis in our economy. There is an emergency like situation in our emergency. What will do? The president will declare financial emergency. There has some provisions on financial emergency, or that will be come into force during that time. What are these? It may be that the president may declare that no person can withdraw that to certain limit from the bank or ATM. You cannot exceed that limit. Maybe 10,000. You cannot withdraw 10,000 plus from the bank, because of there is an emergency situation. Okay. Suppose president may think that the government employees should take less money, so he will declare the cut in the salary. So this is your financial emergency. Clear? Till now we don't have any financial emergency happened in our country, fortunately. So next thing is three-tier government. What is this three-tier government? So suppose there is no government in the state. There is no government in the state. Only we have a government in union. This is union government. What is happening? All the powers of this country will concentrated in one hand. This is the prime minister, or you can say council of ministers. What will happen? The government might become an autocrat. It might become an autocratic government. So in order to avoid this, we need the decentralization of power. Decentralization of power. So the power distribution should be happen between the union government and the state government. So after practicing 40 years of independence, our government or our country thought we need further decentralization to give the power back to the people, to the rural area, to the grassroots. So what they did, they brought three-tier structure. The 73rd Constitutional Amendment 1992 is for Panchayati Raj, and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act is for municipality. So this three-tier structure is what? In village level we have the panchayat, in block level, or we can say intermediate level, it is your block or panchayat samiti, and the district level your Jilla Parishad, or you can say district council. Clear? We have the three-tier structure in order to decentralize this governance. Okay, we have separate schedules for that. 11 schedules for Panchayat Raj, 12 schedule for municipalities. We have separate parts for that. We learn. We have the separate chapter for that. We learn in details over there. Now the salient feature is over. We already covered the salient feature. The next thing is the criticism. You all know that every work there has some critics who criticize. I am not saying that it's wrong. structural criticism is always healthy and healthy for the democracy. Okay, so it uh, avoids any mistakes that to be committed if we have no critique. So during the constitution making time, there also has some criticism towards our constitutional records. What are these? First, they told that this is not an original one. You have borrowed the constitution from different constitution across the world. You have taken from USA the fundamental rights, from UK cabinet, Germany, you can say emergency, USSR, you say the USSR fundamental, USSR, sorry, Irish, DPSP. So you have taken from this one. This is your borrowed constitution. It is not the original one. But B.R. Ambedkar proudly said that yes, we have gone through the all major known constitution at that time. After reading all the constitution, we have brought the best out of it, which is suitable for our country. Clear? This is the borrowed constitution. Next thing is, they said that it's not the original, it's just carbon copy of 1935 Government of India Act. We already know our constitution has the structural unit which is based on the 1935 Government of India Act. We have drawn all these things, the structure from this Government of India Act 1935. So obviously it has taken all the points of 1935. Additionally, we have incorporated many other features. So it's not the carbon copy, but few argued it's a carbon copy. The next thing is, few says that it's an un-Indian constitution or anti-Indian constitution because there is no Indian value, there is no Indian principle, there is no the ethos of our Indian regime. Okay, you have taken all the concepts of Western world, means democracy, secularism, okay, fundamental rights, all have taken from the Western society. What is in India? Why you didn't take anything from our Indian culture? So few argued that, and some argued that it is an on-Gandhian constitution. On-Gandhian means this constitution didn't give importance to Gandhian principle. What is Gandhian principle? Gandhi's freedom, Gandhi's vision, Gandhi's principle, Gandhi's values. What are these? Suppose Gandhi's vision was there to empower the Panchayat Raj. You didn't do that. Okay, because 1950 we don't have this Panchayat Raj system. In 1992 we started our Panchayat Raj system. Likewise, there you agreed that there is the constitution gave less importance to Gandhian principle. Okay, to empower the cotton industries, to empower the rural people, you didn't take any concrete steps or concrete provision for these things. Next thing is lengthiest constitution. Yes, we are lengthiest constitution because we are having a vast country. India is a vast country and also it's diversified. So in order to fulfill the aspirations of each part of our country, to fulfill the aspiration of each citizen of this country, we need a bigger constitution, okay, which can incorporate all the provisions that is needed to govern a big country like India. So this is elephantized size. Next thing is paradise of the lawyers. What is the paradise of lawyers? Few argue that in the Constitutional Assembly, many lawyers were present. The lawyers were dominant in the numbers, starting from the B.R. Ambedkar, Nehru. So many are lawyers. So lawyers love the complicated things. So a layman cannot understand the constitution. If you argue that a layman means the common people cannot read the constitution and understand, a lawyer is needed to simplify the thing. It is too legalistic. Okay, you argue. So these are the criticism of Indian constitution. Okay, so we have covered the salient feature of the constitution and the criticism. So our this chapter is covered. So next class we will start our preamble. So we'll go one by one. Preamble, union, states, fundamental rights, citizenship, and DPSP, fundamental duties, president, vice president. We'll go each and every topic. Okay, bit by bit. So please stay with us. Like our channel, like our videos, share and subscribe, because your like, share, subscribe will motivate us to bring new videos, come up with new videos, new lecture series that will help for you. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for your time. Thank you. Bye.